Good morning, one and all. My name is Ilyas. Today we will be discussing about XML. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Right? So XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. This is one language, okay, that will be used for designing web pages. Okay, right. So XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Here we are having three different words. Okay, so let us first get clarity what these different words will represent, what actually XML is. Okay, so here extensible. Okay, right. So extensible means what here? Here you can use your own tags. Okay, means advanced tags. Okay, that is user defined tags. Extensible means user defined tags. Means, okay, if you observe other languages like HTML, okay, there you will be using only predefined tags. Okay, but here extensibility will be given. Means some part enhancement is given for you. Okay, what is that enhancement here? Means you can define your own tags. That is user defined tags. Okay, right. That is the enhancement available in XML. That's why we call this XML as an extensible. Okay, right. Then another thing is here is markup. Okay, so what is meant by markup? Okay, any information, any text represented in between tags, any text information represented in between tags is known as markup. Okay, any information, any text represented in between tags. Okay, suppose for example, I am writing one tag here, that is employee is one tag, and I want to close this tag employee. Right? In between this open tag and the closing tag, I want to write some information Ilyas. Okay, right? So this one will be called as markup. Means, okay, in between tags, okay, any text information represented in between tags can be called as markup. Okay, so the last term here is, okay, language. What is the use of language? Language will be used for communication purpose. Okay, right. For communication purpose, you will use the language. Okay, for understanding purpose. Okay, so here finally, what the XML will represent here means. Okay, so this is one language that will be used for communication, and in this language you can use your own tags. You can define your own tags, that is user defined tags. Okay, and you can write any information, text information in between these tags, and easily you can communicate. Okay, right. In simple words, okay, so XML, we can say it as extensible markup language. Means, okay, easily you can define your own tags, okay, and you can represent any information in between tags. Okay, that is nothing but XML. Okay, right. So similar to this XML, we have another language, that is HTML. In the previous lecture, okay, and in the previous semesters, okay, so you have learned about HTML. Okay, so HTML is also one language. Okay, and XML is also one language. Okay, right. What's the difference between HTML and XML? Okay, we will see that now. Okay, so HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Right. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Extensible Markup Language. Okay. Right. So here in HTML you will be using predefined tags only. Right. Predefined tags only means, okay, so whatever the tags that are defined for HTML, those tags only we have to use. Okay, that is predefined. Okay, already defined tags only we should use in HTML, like paragraph, bold, italic, right? And if you want another tags like head, body tag, Okay, so like this you can use a number of tags. That is predefined tags only you can use in HTML. When it comes to the XML, okay, you can define your own tags. That is user defined tags. Right. So another thing here is, okay, right. This HTML is not, this HTML is not case sensitive. This HTML is not case sensitive. Not case sensitive means, okay, suppose if you are using the opening tag as HTML and if you are closing like capital HTML, like slash capital HTML, it is valid, okay, in HTML. But in XML, this is case sensitive. This is case sensitive, right? Compulsory, whatever the case you are using for opening, closing should also be the same. Okay, right. So another thing here is, here closing tag for every opening tag, closing tag is optional. Closing tag is optional. Means if you want you can close or you can neglect. But here in XML compulsory for every opening tag there should be closing tag. So for every opening tag there should be compulsory closing tag. Okay, right. So these are all some differences, okay, that we can talk about HTML and XML. Okay, right. So these are some of the differences. Okay, right. So this is about HTML and XML. Okay, that's why we are preferring what XML here. Okay, right. So here see what this XML actually consists of. Okay, this XML consists of three things. Right. If you observe any XML document, it consists of three things. You can able to find three things. Okay. What are three different things you can able to find if you observe any XML document? Okay. Right. So you can able to find the elements, and you can able to find the attributes and entity references. Entity references. Okay, right. So in the XML document, if you observe any XML document, okay, you can able to find three things. You can able to find elements, you can able to find attributes, and you can able to find the entity references. Okay, right. So how these XML documents look like? Okay, right. One simple XML document I will write here. See, less than question mark XML version 1.0, right, close. Then here I want to write some tag here, that is employee, right, employee. Then I want to write some name, another tag, employee name. So I want to write it as Elias. So and then I want to close this tag, employee name. Okay. Then I will be closing the parent tag. Okay. Right. So this is one sample XML document. Okay. Right. So here like this we will write all the things in the XML. Okay. Right. So here see, for every opening tag in XML there should be closing tag. Okay. Right. So that is compulsory. Right. This one is what employee is open tag. C slash employee is the closing tag. So here employee name is the open tag and employee name is the closing tag. Okay, right. So the first tag will represent the version of the XML. So we are having different versions, okay, but mostly we will be using 1.0. Okay, so XML version 1.0 we will be using. Okay, right. So here, how to save this XML file? Okay, right. So in the editor, we will be typing this code and we will save this file with .xml extension. And how to run this particular file? Means in the browser, right? You need to open this particular file. Okay, then you can able to see the output. Okay, right. So here see, this is one sample XML document. Okay, right. So if you observe here, right. So if you observe XML document, okay, you can able to find three things. Okay, right. So what are the three different things you can able to find in XML? We can able to find the elements, attributes, and entity references. Okay, right. This is one sample document. Now we will see how we are representing elements. Okay, so how we are using attributes and how we are using entity references. Okay, that we will discuss now. Okay, right. So the XML document consists of what? First thing is you can able to find the elements. You can able to find the elements. Okay, right. We can able to find the elements in the XML document. Okay, right. So in the XML document, how the elements will be represented in between the tags. Okay, in between the tags means here see in between the angulars. If you are writing anything, okay, in between the angulars, if you are writing anything, okay, that will be treated as one element. Okay, suppose employee. So where I am writing employee here, so in between angulars. Okay, right. So in between the angulars less than and greater than symbol, if you are writing any text, that will be treated as element. As element. Okay, right. So this one we will call it as angulars. Okay, right. Open angular and closing. Okay, in between the angulars, if you write anything, that will be treated as element. Okay, right. So next, another thing is we can do the nesting of the elements also in XML. Okay, there is nesting of elements. Nesting of elements. Nesting of elements means what? Okay, right. So I will be writing different elements. Okay, right. That nesting should be carefully done. Okay, so that is what outer elements and the inner elements. Okay, should be nested properly. Okay, suppose if I write one sample XML document like this. Okay, so employee. Okay, right. So under this employee, what I want to do, I want to add one more element. Okay, that is employee name. Employee name. Yes. Okay, then closing this employee name. Next, after that, closing of employee. Right. So here, see here how many elements are available here in this XML document. Okay, two elements are available. Right. So here see, employee is one element and employee name is one element. Okay. As per the XML document rule. Okay. So for every opening element, there will be the closing element. Okay. Right. So here see, employee name, then closing will be employee name. Okay. So employee name. Right. Sorry, two elements. Okay, we have two elements here. Okay, right. So listing of elements should be done perfectly in XML. Okay, right. So here we can categorize these elements into two different types here. Okay, right. That is outer elements, and inner elements. Okay, we can categorize the elements in XML into two different types: outer elements and the inner elements. Okay, right. So here this element employee can be called as the root element or the outer element. Okay, right. So under this outer element or the root element, we have another element, that is what? Employee name. Okay, so this employee name will be called as the inner element. Means, okay, in XML, if you are declaring any elements, okay, the outer elements and the inner elements, okay, if you are using outer elements and the inner elements, it should be nested properly. Okay, so how it will be nested means, okay, first you need to write the outer elements, Okay, inside these outer elements you can write the inner elements. Okay, right. Then you need to close these inner elements. Then after that, okay, outer element should be closed. Outer element should be closed. This is what opening of outer elements. This is opening of inner elements and closing of inner elements. Okay, right. Means, okay, what I want to say here is, okay, so outer elements, okay, if you are opening, then it should be closed, okay, outside only. Then inside, if you are declaring this, it should end there itself. See here, employee is the outer element here, right? So outer element. So under this outer element, what I am doing, okay, for this outer element, I am closing outer element also. So in between this, I am declaring some child elements. Okay, this one we can call it as the parent element and the child elements. Okay, so here outer elements. Inside the outer elements, we are having inner elements. Okay, means the nesting of elements should be done properly in XML. Okay, right. That is outer elements and the inner elements should be nested properly. Right. So any information, right? So any text represented in between angulars, okay, can be called it as the element. Okay, right. So the nesting of the element should be done properly in XML. Right. Next, after that we have one more thing that you can able to see in the XML document, that is attributes. Attributes. Okay, right. So what actually the attributes is? Okay, right. So you can just now we have seen how the elements, okay, can be declared. Okay, how the elements can be represented in XML. Okay, right. So after representing the elements, okay, right. If you want to add some more properties for that elements, okay, some more additional information if you want to add, you can add it with the help of attributes. Okay, suppose for example, you are writing one XML document here, employee, right? So employee name, then something like alias, okay? Then closing this inner element, employee name, then slash employee. So this document we will call it as the XML document. Okay, right. So that is what outer element. Okay, you open and close. This is the inner element. Okay, right. So now what I want to do is, okay, so I want to add some properties for these elements. Okay, right. So means what I will do here is, okay, right. So for the employee name, okay, if you want, you can add some extra information for that particular tag. Okay, right? Some attributes, some information, extra information you can add to this particular element. Okay, right? So what the syntax we need to follow? Okay, to add the element. Suppose, for example, if you have one element like employee name. For this employee name, you can add some extra information, that is ID equal to 101. Like this you can add. Okay, right. So this is one example here. What actually the syntax is, okay, right. So attribute name is equal to value. Attribute name is equal to value. Okay, right. So here this is the syntax for to specify the attributes for the elements. Okay, that means if you want to add some extra information, okay, for this particular elements, okay, you can use the help of attributes. Okay, right. So what the syntax we need to follow? Attribute name. Okay, you can take any attribute. Okay, and you can assign some value for that particular attribute. Okay, right. So this is the syntax we need to follow. Simple example here is employee name. Okay, for this employee name, suppose in that if you have two different names, employee names, okay, same elements is getting repeated. If you want to differentiate those two elements, you can use the attribute for that particular element and you can differentiate it. Okay, that is ID equal to 101. Okay, right. So attribute name equal to value. So here the value you can represent in single quotes or double quotes. Right, single quotations or double quotations. Okay, so you can represent the value in single quotations and double quotations. Okay, right. Suppose for this employee now, for the parent that I want to represent some attribute. Okay, right. Coming to this example here. So already we have seen this example of for the XML. So for this employee now, what I want to do is I want to specify some attribute, that is ID equal to 101. So like this you can represent it. Okay, right. This is nothing but what here attribute means. What actually the attribute is means attributes will represent some extra information for the elements. Okay, it represents some extra properties for the elements. Okay, right. So like ID equal to 101, and you can write some more property also. Okay, there is comma. Like if you want some another unique name. Okay, so another property also you can write like sal could or else age also you can write 60. So like this some properties you can add it. Okay, right. So but what the rules we need to follow when specifying the attributes for the elements. Okay, right. So there is no order of the elements. So means there is no order available for the attributes. Okay, right. So you can specify a number of attributes. Okay, there is no specific order that is available. Okay, right. So but the attribute values, okay, should be represented in single quotes and double quotes. Single quotes and double quotes. Double quotes. Okay, right. So there is no specific order needed. Okay, right. So if you want to add attributes, okay, just you have to separate it with semicolon. Sorry, separate with comma operator. Okay, right. With the help of comma operator, you can differentiate the number of. You can divide the number of attributes. Okay, right. So these are the rules, simple rules we need to follow. Okay, right. So here further in the XML document, what we have learned till now. So how to write the XML document and how to specify the properties for the element. That is how to specify the attributes for the elements. Okay, right. So that facility we have seen. Okay, that is available in XML. Okay, and the last and final thing here is okay. Right. So the XML document consists of elements, attributes, and entity references. Okay. Right. So entity references. Entity references. Okay. Right. So what actually this entity references is? Okay. So the next lecture I will be telling you what is about